Hello, my monkey lovers. So you like doing big damage, huh? You like seeing big numbers flash across the screen? Well, in this boss guide, you'll be able to do over 9,000 damage in just one hit. This is my boss guide for Captain Wise Voice. There are a couple things that have to happen for you to get that damage. Number one, he's going to have to be in his down state. Number two, you're going to have to be lucky and get a crit. But in this guide, I will prove that even without a crit, you'll be doing north of 7,000 damage in one single swing. Without further ado, let's pump. So the first thing we actually want to do is go into our settings and switch off the auto lock on when attacking. Now this is highly recommended just overall in any encounter, because what it'll allow you to do is simply have more control over the movement of your character. And especially in this fight, when the boss is down and his head is exposed, you'll find that if you're constantly locked on, you'll veer too far to the left or right. So this just, again, allows you to have more control over your character. Especially with this boss, it's extremely annoying. He'll move around a lot. He's very big, so the camera does get wonky. So allowing yourself the flexibility of unlocking from the boss and readjusting is quite helpful. So the main abilities that we're going to use for this fight is Cloud Step. I would highly advise not to use anything else. Because unless you have a really focused mana build, but for this case, I'm just using the Cloud Step and then, of course, the Transformation Red Tides at the start. So the first thing we want to do is we can't do a fully focused charge off the bat. We're going to be Cloud Stepping, right? Just to get closer to the boss and avoid some of this damage. Sometimes, why dodge? Why spend the effort dodging? So here we're going to do a full combo of light attacks. And then here I'm going to switch to Red Tides immediately for more damage. Right, so here we are, trying to do as much damage. My gauge is filled, so I'm going to dodge in, use triangle for the heavy, and we're just going to constantly hit his... Don't worry about that stomp. Doesn't really do a lot of damage. And here we go. We're going to jump and do our dodge and do our heavy again. So, as you can see, we haven't done a lot of damage. This, just get out of the way. Get out of the way. Again, your Cloud Step you're going to need for a very difficult mechanic to dodge. So here we are, just light attacking. We're light attacking and we're hitting our heavies when we can. Now this move here, you don't really have to be concerned about any damage. He will deplete your HP bar by about 50%, but it goes back. It's one of those madness status effects that were so fucking annoying in this map. So the thing to watch out for, though, is that every time he does that madness white move, you'll be able to, his head will actually go down and you'll be able to get some cheeky hits. Although sometimes he does stay down a lot longer. So here we are. This is the down state. Okay. Now what we want to do is not spend our focus points before he gets to this phase if you want to do the most damage possible. Right. So here we already have 3 focused build up. And now what I'm going to do again is position myself in the middle. I'm not even locked on. And I'm going to do 2 combos. 2 full combos of a light attack. At this point, I'll have 4 focus charges. And I can do a really big smash heavy attack. Right? Check this out. It's a new animation. As you can see here, over 7,000 damage. 7,200 damage. If that were to crit, that would easily do over 9,000. And in fact, I have a video showcasing that, which I'll show from a previous attempt. So here I am. He's down, right? I'm hitting the middle. As you can see, I have 3 focus points. I'm just trying to build to the 4th using these 2 light attack combos. And here we go. Time for big dick damage. Over 9,000. Literally a quarter of his HP. That's it. The boss is fucking trivialized at this point. But anyway, that was a previous encounter, so we'll go back to the original encounter. So this is an important mechanic you're going to have to dodge. Okay? Let's go back. Jesus, gotta love it, though. You gotta see it again. So back to the fight. When he does this move here... So when he does this and his hands glow, this is when he's ready to grab you, and it'll put you in an animated state where he continuously bashes on you. And if you have that madness status effect, your HP bar is halved, you're as good as dead. You can go to his ass and dodge him that way, but honestly, what's better? Just Cloud Step. Notice how he hit me? Right? Look, he hits me right there. It doesn't matter. I'm cloud stepped. I'm invisible. Like, why spend the fucking time dodging? Like, why even be good when you can just use that ability? This is a side swipe, so again, you're just going to be constantly on his leg. There, I use the Wandering Wight for some stagger damage. Okay, let me go full screen here. So, this is one of the main mechanics, and it can one-shot you. And it may. So what I actually do is I'm hitting him so I can get at least 2 focus charges. And here is very important. You don't want to run out of stamina. So you can actually dodge these by just running and not even sprinting. What you're going to do is swap to pillar stance, right? And this is the important timing of things. Not only do you want to get out of the circle here, but you want to get off the ground. As you can see, no damage. But be very careful again. You can't be sprinting all the time. You'll run out of stamina. You want to attack him previously so you can build 2 focus points. You want to then sprint only when you have to towards the end. And then just when the map is getting red and when you're outside of the circle of lightning is when you'll do your 2 focus charge pillar stance. And that should trivialize and ignore the damage. So here we go. He's white again. That means you can attack his head. That's why it's nice to kind of lock off and lock on. And you can see sometimes you'll be able to get it and get some extra crit damage. That's just a stomp. Okay, he's going to swipe. Again, he doesn't do a lot of damage, right? I'm not using any pots. Okay, another great thing to use Cloud Step for is anytime he do his massive lightning abilities. Look how long and difficult this ability is when he's moving around, and sometimes he'll actually even turn around even if you're facing behind him. But if you're cloud stepped, nothing happens, right? So here, very nice resolute strike or skyfall strike. He'll shock the ground sometimes. He might do it twice. No. So just be prepared to roll or jump over that. Here you want to get out of the way. Again, it's a very annoying boss. It's very difficult to see sometimes, right? But you can make mistakes. The most important thing is, again, using Cloud Step for that grab and using it for those lightning abilities. And here we go. I have 1 focus point. I'm going to try to get to 4. Now, I do believe I make a mistake and get and I don't and I use it too prematurely there. So again, don't do what I did. You want to charge up to 4, using 2 full light combos, and then proceed with your 4 resolute strike, heavy smash stance. He goes white again. Again, rinse and repeat. Easy game. He didn't really do a lot of grabs, but again, you're going to cloud step that if that happens. And don't worry about doing any cloud step for any other abilities other than the grab and when he starts shooting lightning bolts out of his face. And then he's down again, and it's an easy win. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, most of the damage period is going to be during that, and it definitely helps to pop maybe a damage pot on top of that. If you're feeling really cheeky, you can pop a Pluck of Many, and you could easily go over, I would imagine, a 10,000 crit. But that was juicy, and I really wanted to share that with you guys. So for gear, I have my Kenjin Staff. That's basically the lightning that comes out when I do a full combo of the light stance, the light attack combo. The Fireproof Mantle I've had since Chapter 1. I like using this dude just because I love stunning and staggering bosses. And then for the set, I have a Gale Guard Beast Mask, because that provides me the 2-set bonus that when I perfect dodge, I get additional focus. Then I will be using my chest piece again as a Gale Guard, and then I have a couple unique pieces. This one is the Ochre Arm Guard, so when I consume a focus point, it increases hit chance. Certainly helpful in this boss, because if you're going to do over 9,000 damage, you're going to want to proc the crit. And then my last thing is the boots, which is just the Elgon Gators. So in a moment when I use Cloud Step, right, the next damage I do after Cloud Step does additional damage. And as you can see, I'm doing Cloud Step a lot in this fight. Going over some of the accessories here, it's pretty, self-explanatory stuff. You probably should also have this stuff. I don't even know how I found it, to be honest. Cat eye beads increase hit chance again, very important. And then the increased defense. And then for the gourd here, right, pretty straightforward. I mean, I have no soaks that really help me for this boss. Like rock solid and poison, I don't even use. So looking quickly into the build itself for the first relic. Again, I'm doing a lot of light attacks here, so I like to gain a lot of focus through that. And then for this, I'll temporarily increase attack after a perfect dodge. And I don't tend to do perfect dodges often. So going into the abilities, I always prioritize stamina here, just because you dodge a lot in this game. And any bonuses that happen with your dodging and perfect dodging is always welcomed. A bit of survivability. The one arm there of martial arts. Always charging when you're able to sprint is important. And then for this fight, I predominantly, of course, used Smash Stance for this build. And only Pillar Stance again when I was dodging that one mechanic where the whole room goes on lightning. So that's pretty much the build. Again, I'm getting health back when I'm spending focus points. Extra damage on my light attacks, extra damage on my heavy attacks. Damage, 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 baby. What else do you want? And as you can see here, I didn't put anything in the other spells. I didn't put anything into mysticism, anything in alteration, anything in transformation, nothing. You certainly could make a case maybe to put in stuff into Cloud Step, but it's not required, especially this early in the game. You don't have a lot of points. And then the last thing is, well, the transformation, you could use it at the start and then at the end, but honestly, just use it at the start and you'll be fine. Pluck a many, I have nothing in there. Again, the only time I would probably use this is when he's in his down state for some additional damage. Pop that in a potion, do the combo that I taught you, and this guy's fucking going to be one shot. For transformations, I didn't put anything. You could certainly make a case for this, but ideally, it's too early in the game for this type of stuff, so just focus on your foundation and staff stances for now. Anyway, I hope you learned something in this fight. I hope you are able to get the damage numbers that I got. Let me know if you beat it in the comments below. And that's it. Later, jack-offs.